Hello, it's R0usty from Rogue, and today I'm gonna downplay clutch for you. Usually when people talk about clutch, they mean a situation where a player comes through heavily against all the odds and is able to win the situation, and usually that situation is somewhere down the line on winning on a really important game, important series, championship, or something like that. But what if I told you that actually, when player is clutching, the player is not doing anything extraordinary. They're just basically doing what they're supposed to be doing. If you think yourself a clutch situation, a very common one would be that our team has one player left, other team has all 5 left, and there's some amount of time left in the clock, and the game is on the line. So the round we're talking about is the round that wins the game, wins the championship, wins the series, wins the season, whatever. I mean, it has to have some weight or significance. So there you have like 2 ingredients already. You have the amount of odds between teams and the actual meaning for the game. And the other ingredients are that sole player and also the other team. A very large ingredient to the clutch is always the team that has the upper hand. And like we stated before, this team has 5 players left and the other team only has 1. And if you start thinking about it logically, you're in a situation when you are operating in confined spaces. There's only one opponent left, and usually those spaces have multiple entrances, so you can set up your play in a way that there's no possibility for that single opponent to cover all the avenues to be attacked from. But still, people are often able to clutch those situations just because of the fact that this team that has the upper hand just loses their ability to do what they're supposed to do as well in that situation, and usually comes down to complacency, like let yourself breathe more widely for a bit, thinking of yourself that okay, this will sort itself, and you don't need to like actually clutch it yourself, because I feel that that's also a clutch, being able to fight that complacency, fight that feeling, and just operate with a cold mind and punctuality, and have a structured effort to take out the last one as well. So being able to prevent the clutch is really important as well, and not being able to do that is usually what creates those amazing plays where one person is able to swipe off the whole other team when it seems that they're just pushing one by one, and the viewers and coaches are like scratching their heads thinking, why do you guys do this? Why can't you just go all together? But it's that feeling that slips into your mind in that situation, which is really, really dangerous and detrimental. So that is a really big ingredient for clutch as well. Clutch player, what is clutch player like? Well, clutch players are different, as are all the other players as well. So you really can't like pinpoint, okay, this is a clutch player by definition. But it's true that some players are able to pull off clutches way more than others, and there's no like secret behind it. These guys are not somehow turning into superhuman in those situations. They're not developing like new skills, they're not developing like extra gear or anything else. They're just being able to play the game and carry out the tasks they need to carry out on those situations. So and it sounds dull, but it's actually extraordinary skill which they have and have acquired, and that skill is being able to shut off your own brain trying to kick you in the butt in those situations. Because obviously we're not dumb, we're not deaf, we're not blind. We know that the particular game we're in, has some significance. Let's say it's a championship game or whatever. We do know that, but we can't afford to let that affect us in the game, and that's where the practice comes in. Your everyday job and everyday work towards like being better. The process that's where it comes in. If you're doing really good work on practice every day, in and out, every practice, spend some time on your own, like developing yourself. You also develop a confidence on your skills and your ability to perform whatever the game throws at you in whatever environment. You build that confidence, and that confidence is the key. That confidence is like a shield around you, and when you find yourself in this situation that you're 1 versus 5 and the game is online, that confidence is your shield against all the doubts and fears your brain is starting to produce, because that's how we just work. Our brain tries to like trip us down every chance it gets. So it's really important to have that practice on your resume and hard work to build up that confidence, which carries you to the point when even with really bad odds, you're just being able to do what you are supposed to do in a situation. And it also comes to the fact that you practice and you realize that every single round you play, whether it's a last game of the season, first game of the season, whether it's championship game or just like a Tuesday night thriller, it has the same weight. You value it the same way. You don't like give extra value to anything else when you're in the game. You just, every round is the same. You deal it as the same every time, and you just try to do your job. And that is where I feel that the clutch and clutch players are built up, because those are players that are able to like just disconnect all the doubts and fears they might have coming to their minds and just play. And while it doesn't sound like as hot or like being so much more better than others or developing like sudden extra skills, that is actually a really rare talent, because the thing is that it requires a lot of work, and you have to be willing to like grind through that dull work to be able to become a clutch player. Obviously it's also a mindset, and some people have that mindset already. They don't need to be like taught about it. But that's basically my idea of where the clutch comes from. Okay, I want to show you a clip in the end of this video, and I chose this clip. This is our game against BDS, the EUL season. Played a 5 game we won. I chose the round where we actually win the game, and the reason I find this really interesting is that both teams, I think, display a lot of clutch elements in this round. Both teams and players are really doing what they're supposed to be doing, and it just comes down to the fact that when the momentum shifts and the game is throwing stuff at you, you just like, we are taking turns, and when it comes to our turn to really like end the game, we are able to do that, and don't like succumb to any complacency or stuff like that. So the round is starting. It's got around 40 seconds left, and both teams have all their players on the board. So I just start going forward and pause it in every chance we need to pause it. And we're watching Corey at the moment, watching the door main hole. So the map is Oregon, and the side is top stairs on defense on our side. So let's start to see what happens. So it starts off with Aces getting like two kills and tipping the scale really heavily to our favor. He gets Elms and Shaiko away from the board, but he also gets injured in the process himself. So we still get like a huge man advantage. Let's say we have 35 seconds left, so it looks really good. But like I said, that both teams are like displaying really good effort in the sense of clutching. So let's just keep going forward. So all of a sudden Renshiro takes Cory off the board and Rafal is able to take away aces. And I feel that if you have the chance to take away injured players, you should do it, because that also cuts away any extensive information they can give to the other team. So just a flurry of seconds, like few seconds, and BDS is able to just claw back in and have like doing what they're supposed to be doing. And we have a tie situation with 30 seconds left on the clock, and we just go forward. Now Leon gets like really important 2 kills. Like, I know that these guys were like planning on the push, but Leon just takes the air away from that balloon with getting like really important kills, like on taking out Renshiro and Bride. But at the same time, Rafal is doing his job and taking away Karzeka. And now we're actually in a clutch situation. The game is on the line. Our team has man advantage, and Rafal is in a position he needs to clutch it. But like I told before, that I also feel that clutching is also preventing losing situations where you clearly have the upper hand by just playing really structured and punctual, like just keeping crossfires and not giving like even fights. That's like the main thing. Don't give even fights. And let's see what Rafal comes up here. He still is trying to do choosing like the best options. He knows that he has diffuser somewhere. He needs to get it, so he go gets the diffuser and just tries to play it as he should. And then he gets rips in the process. And basically, there for a while there's 1 versus 1. So Rafal is like clutching actually, but our guys were keeping crossfires, so we have a setup that basically Rafal had no chance to win it because he has to peek. And this is what I talk about, that clutching is also being able to prevent the other team who has like uneven odds in against them, preventing them to like still come out there as a winner. So I felt that this was really well played from our boys, and we were really able to do what we're supposed to do. So in this case, it was take out the one player against 2 of our defenders. There you go, my ideas about clutching, clutch players, and in general what makes clutch happen. I hope you guys like this video, and I also want to take this opportunity to thank you for all the support you guys have given us during the season. We really appreciate that, and we hope that you guys keep giving us that support in the coming mini major, and help us to perform well and bring more joy to the Rogue Nation community. So thank you.